Good evening friends, and welcome to another Purple Mountain video, and tonight's our long awaited Feng Shui video this evening. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to everybody. We'll wait a few minutes for people to come online. So it's been a little bit of a while since we've done a live video, so I just want to say I hope everybody's keeping okay, that everybody's remaining positive in these turbulent times, and that's the best thing we can do, really. Just send our love and energy and try our best not to sort of fall out with each other on social media or anything like that, and just try to do our best to ride things through. So things happen for a reason. So on that, we're going to talk about energy today. But just while we're waiting for a few people to arrive, I just want to mention a couple of online events we've got coming up. We've got our Power and Meditation class, which we still have 2 places left for, and that's 4 sessions online, learning about different techniques in meditation. If you struggle to meditate, that'll include breathing, mantras, guided meditations, and that's £25, and that's for all 4 sessions, and that includes handouts that can be emailed. So if you're interested in that, just send us a message. And also on the 21st of June, we're going to have a trance demonstration, and that'll be with Stephen, who's behind the camera at this moment, and that'll be in a, what we would say, on a closed online room. So there'll be up to about 8 people, and that'll be for a trance sitting with spirit for inspiration and teachings, and that's a £5 donation. And of course, all donations go towards the continuing work of the Purple Mountain Spiritual Centre. So I hope we're all raring to go. The sun's been shining here this afternoon, and hopefully it has been where you are. But as we go into Feng Shui, which we have touched on before, which it basically is keeping that energy and the balance within our home and within our life. And so many of us are beginning to realise that more and more now, the power of energy. And very simply, a lot of this we're going to talk about today is, in many ways, it's common sense. There will be parts of it that you would have felt that before, or parts that you probably do already. So hopefully it'll make sense, and above all, we're hoping this Feng Shui session will be practical, because it's good if you can put little bits of it into practice. Now, I've got today for my 2 sections the office space and garden, and Stephen's going to be doing today
the conservatory and the hallway and the stairs.
So conservatory, hallway and stairs. And just for others, you can go back to our other video we did as well. We'll probably do more on Feng Shui, because you could do quite a bit. So we're going to start off with the office space. Now this relates to your working office, if you have the, should we say, control to decide that sort of things in your workspace, or your office space at home. Okay, which is very important because it's a productive space for us. If you have an office space at home, I certainly do, which I use as a meditation room. So it's important that energy is good, and what we're looking for in the office in Feng Shui is to create a positive and creative area. Okay, so it's where you're going to have those good ideas and you're going to be productive. The first thing to point out is the position of your desk. So the desk ideally should be facing the door. So as you can see this table I'm on, I think you can see it, I should be able to see the door to my office from there. They do say that moving your back to a door can cause feelings of a little bit of anxiousness or vulnerability if the door was behind me. So generally in your office space, when you're setting it out, you should be in an area, it doesn't matter where, that you can see your door. Okay, now, as with the beauty of Feng Shui is they always have a way around things if you can't do that. And a wonderful way around this with your office space is, if you have your back to the door, you can place a mirror above your desk. Then you're able to see the door behind you. So that's a little solution. And I might just add, if you've got any questions, please ask your questions as we move on. Okay, so as we move forward, things to have around the office. that you could have. Air purifying plants are excellent to keep that good flow of oxygen, to sort of detox the air. Flower wise, purples and reds are excellent for the office. Okay. Colour wise, we want to go for earthy tones, so your browns, possibly your greens, pastel colours, and they very much stimulate that creativity. Greens are very good for their growth. Okay, so want those earthy colours as well. They do say a little bit of black in the office is very good, and that's for the flow of fortune as well. Okay, lighting, it should be well lit, because they do say a dim working space can be quite draining, and that makes sense if you think about it, because if you're trying to read or you're trying to do some work and you can't quite see what you're doing, that's not going to be very productive. So you want your office space to be well lit, no fluorescent lights, which I don't think you see too many fluorescent lights now, but I think we all have a memory either at school or your workplace of these fluorescent lights that will blink away, and they are very draining to your energy. So avoid fluorescent tubes or lights, and make sure your office is very well lit. Things around the office as well, inspiring art is very good. So things that are really going to inspire you. Mantras are very good, so art with quotes. So if there's a quotation you like, or you've cut out of a newspaper or something like that, or you printed off, excellent for the office. Something that you can look at and it's going to inspire you every day, or lift you, or it might even just make you smile. Also burners or oil diffusers around, keep them nice smells, nice positive smells. And also is important around the office to not have it too cluttered, so keeping order is very important. Okay. Another part, a final part with the office space, because it's quite simple really, that the parts are picked out today, is trying to keep a window open for a fresh flow of energy, so the airspace doesn't get stale. So keeping that fresh energy in and sweeping away the energy, any energy that we don't need. So keeping a window open even a little bit is a big positive on the office space. So we're just going to have a quick recap before I move on. So purifying plants, mantras on the wall, inspiring art, oil diffusers or incense sticks. Make sure you don't get too cluttered, which is hard in an office. My office gets very cluttered all the time, so just, I would say, keep it as orderly as you can. Keep a fresh flow of fresh air in through the window, perhaps opening the door a little bit. Okay, colour wise, earthy tones that'll just give that stress-free, relaxing space that you can create and be productive and concentrate on what you've set out to do in your space. Okay, so I hope that's helped on the office space, and if you've any questions, I've done quite a bit of reading on this, so I have a little bit more than I've got down today, so if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so we're going to move on to...
We've got a question here from Mandy. What kind of purifying plants should be used in the office?
Oh, purifying... Well, a good example is this one here. The spider plant, that's an excellent one. Very good oxygenator. Also your other, I would say your leafy plants, your peace lilies and such like that. Yeah, they'd be excellent. But you want your oxygenating plants are the main ones. And don't forget, with your plants, if they do flower, you're looking at purples or reds. They're very good, very productive colours. So I hope that's helped, Mandy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be fine with that.
Okay. So the garden. Now, this should be interesting because I'm sure lots of us have probably spent more time in our gardens the last 3 months than we ever have had chance to. And I know there's a lot of people here at the Purple Mountain that are real green-fingered garden lovers. So I'm hoping I'll be able to give you a bit of inspiration and that you won't have to rip up your entire garden when I'm finished. So I'm going to start with the front garden actually, for those who have front gardens. And this applies to yards as well, okay? So your front garden, I want to start with a pathway. Now, generally, they say that a straight pathway through your garden to your door, which normally leads to a door or entrance or gate, that a straight garden makes the energy channel very, very fast. So we tend not to notice the garden. So the first advisement is that it should be curved, your pathway. It shouldn't be straight, and that will allow you to gather energy as you go in, to slow you down and appreciate that space. So that's the first part. It should curve or come to a bit of a meander, okay, as you come in. Different angles are very good, but all those curvy angles. I'll give you a little bit of an example. Have you got a pen, Steve, in a minute? A black pen?
I've got a blue pen.
Can you pass me a black pen? So I just want to do a bit of a diagram, if that's all right. So your pathway is generally a straight pathway isn't good. So if you anyway have any influence on your front garden that you're able to do, but there are things you can do. If you have a straight pathway, too good. For example, like this, one thing you could do is place pots on the pathway, and that will give, in a way, an illusion of not it being straight. It will break it up a little bit. Also, a good one is if you have borders or plants here, let them overgrow a little bit, and that will naturally take away the straightness of the pathway as well. It will give it a bit of curvature. So overgrowing plants or pots are very good. Or even if you do have space to have maybe a bird bath in the centre, if you're able to walk around it, that's a very good one as well. So what you're doing is you're redesigning it a bit. I don't know how many of us will have a large front garden, but if you do, as we said, if it's straight, you can add pots or overgrowing plants, and that gives you time to take in that energy in the morning as you walk around and appreciate the garden, not just walk through it. So I hope that's helped, that one. Now, moving on to the garden itself, your main garden, we'll just call this, because I'm sure there's people out there who's maybe your front garden's the largest part. Well, basically, in your garden should be represented by the 5 elements of Feng Shui. Earth, and your earth is represented by soil, rocks and boulders, clay or flower pots, very, very good. Wood is very good in the garden also, as your planting boxes, your benches. Okay, so you've got earth, wood, water that is represented by fountains, bird baths, excellent for Feng Shui, good for flows of energy and water features. Fire, which surprised me when I read it, but fire has to be represented. Fire pits, which are very, very popular at the minute when used responsibly. Lanterns and lights as well. Also metal chimes and planters are excellent. Those who have chimes, metal chimes, they always give a lovely sound and calm and peace. So it's representing those elements: earth, wood, water, fire and metal. A big thing in the garden is rubbish. So if you're like me, in our garden here at the Purple Mountain, we have a lot of ivy growing and a lot of leafy plants. So there's often quite a lot of leaves that fall into the soil and also that need sweeping up, and they can gather over time, especially if the weather's been quite windy. So it's really not good for the energy flow. It disrupts the energy flow, anything dead. So dead leaves or dead plants really need to be removed and really kept on top of. Don't let the clutter build up. Don't let dead leaves, try and clean them away from the soil, and you find that the energy feels better. Remove any branches that have fallen or anything like that, okay? Make sure your lawn's trimmed, that the borders are nice and clear, patios cleared. No blocked drainage either, because that will obviously lead to bad smells, and bad smells is negative energy. It will give it a not a pleasant energy. So use your garden as your sanctuary, and you'll be amazed how much better you feel. We talk often about the Zen garden, and it's a lovely place when the weather's right, and you can meditate in your garden as well. But just try and follow those little parts. And the biggest part I took from this personally is that clutter, avoiding clutter and avoiding dead plants, dead leaves. Remove them where you can. Okay, so I'm going to go to my final part, which is here somewhere. Okay, colours. So colours are important in a garden, especially this time of year. Got lots of flowers. So colours should bring in your garden happiness, pleasure when you look at them, a time to reflect, give you healing energy when you need it. Different colours though, as we know, through other different subjects, carry different energies that can reflect our moods and emotions, how we feel. For those, when you wake up in the morning, if you're drawn to a certain colour, that reflects how you're feeling that day. So we're going to start with a couple of examples here, which I hope will help. So in terms of your garden, purples and whites have a soothing effect. So purples and whites are excellent colours in terms of your flowers or plants. Reds will help your energy levels rise, so they're very energetic, and also yellows with that as well. Yellows are the same. Reds and yellows are a real power pack, full of energy, so they'll really energize you, those colours. Okay, so it's important to not mix certain things together in the same area, so we keep the reds and yellows together, the energetic ones, but we'll say the more soothing colours, the purples, and we'll get to a few others in a moment, not to mix them. Okay, so as we know, in Feng Shui it's very important we're keeping that balance, which is yin and yang. So we have in your garden your yin colours. So these are your yin colours: healing and relaxing. Blue, black, purple and white. Okay, so those are your yin colours for healing, relaxation. Your yang colours, which are the balance: motivation, energy, oranges, yellows and reds. So just those who are setting out the garden, those colour sets should be kept separate, okay, because they're giving off different energies, but both brilliant for the garden. So that's my little bit really on the garden. You could do an awful lot more, but I hope I've given you something there that you can that will help out and that will give you a little bit of something practical to do. If you're choosing flowers or plants at this moment in time, some unusual colours there, not the ones you'd expect, but you can understand the oranges, the yellows and the reds being very power packed, and purple's always a lovely colour for that calming, and blues as well. So if you've any questions, please add them on about the garden, and I hope I've helped a little bit and give you something that you can get to work on. Maybe change things around now, who knows. But as we spoke about before, water features are very good for the garden as well.
Someone said, where should pink ones be put with Chris?
The pink, I would say the pink is more on the healing side, so they would go more with your blacks, with your purples and with your white. That's more healing and a soothing colour. It's your reds, oranges and yellows, really strong energy colours. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's all the questions, Chris.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that little part that I've done for you today, and I hope again it's helped out in your office space and also in the garden as well. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Stephen now to do his part.
Thank you. Good evening, friends. Hope you're all doing all right. Thank you very much, Chris, for that very, very incisive, very interesting talk on the Feng Shui in the topics of the garden and the office space. If anybody could see my office space, it is a mess. I think I probably have to clean it out every so often with paperwork and manuals. So I think that was very interesting, the fact that my desk is right at the side of the door, which is not quite right. So I might have to jig around my furniture a little bit in my office. So it just gets you to really think about energy. And I just want a little bit of a recap, because when we talk about elements, it can be very daunting when we talk about all these things that bring good energy in the home. And so don't put yourself under any pressure. You know, if you've got a lot of money and you can design your own home, that's fantastic. Now, if you can't, the Chinese call it cures. they call it cures, which means there are things that we can do, objects we can include in different areas, different spots in the house that can increase the positivity. It's things like when we talk about stairs and the hallway. A lot of us can't move stairs or hallway, we can't move doors, they are already built the way they are. So what we can do, we can include cures, which are objects and things that we can include to increase the vitality, increase what we call inviting and maintaining and balancing energy within your home. Your home is your sanctuary. And just imagine your home being the same as your physical body. Your physical body is made of energy, and it's the same with the home. And Feng Shui basically means, Feng means wind and Shui means water. And both of those elements are good for health. So it's good fortune, good health. And that's what the Chinese believe. So Feng Shui means wind and water, which is all about health, good fortune. So when we talk about fortune, it's not talk about just financial fortune, it's about good health. And that's what we should all focus about. Good health, good prosperity, good mental health, good energy. And that's what we want in the home. We want good energy in the home. We want to invite good energy. We don't just want to invite energy, because sometimes we have good Feng Shui at the door, but there could be leakages of Feng Shui energies within the home, which then it's not maintained. So it's quick it's coming in, as quick it's gone. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to, what we call maintaining the energies, the elements, and also balancing the energies. And my topics today is about the stairs and the hallway. So I've included the stairs and the hallway because some of us have got an entrance hallway, which I'm going to talk to you about, and also the main stairs and the hallway leading to our bedrooms if you live in a house. Okay, and you can also include it in a bungalow as well, because even in the bungalows you have a bit of an entranceway and the hallway leading to your bedroom. So I'm going to talk about the two different parts of the home. Okay, so really just a bit of a recap. Feng Shui is all about creating positive energy and is also about inviting positive energy. And my part last time in the Feng Shui was talking about the main door, the entrance. And Chris talked about the entrance, the main garden and the front garden, which is essentially the beginning of the invitation of positive energy in your home. So your flowers, your main door, and that's all inviting that good positive energy into your home. So we talked a bit about the door last time. So if you want to check out our last Feng Shui video, scroll down on the Purple Mountain page. And there is, I think, over an hour's talk about the main door, the front door, and all the other, the bathroom. I think Chris talked about the bathroom last time, which is all fascinating topics. So let's have a look at the hallway. So in Feng Shui, the size of the hallway, what I mean by that is the width and the height. Some people say, well, the bigger the hallway, the better the Feng Shui. It's not. Sometimes the bigger the hallway, the Feng Shui can be too aggressive. It can be too fiery. If it's too squashed, you're suppressing energy. You're secluding the energy. So instead of using the word Feng Shui, let's talk about energy. So it's inviting energy into your hallway. So we're in through the front door, into your little hallway. So the size of the hallway is very important. Now, if you can't change the size, the width and the height, we're going to include some cures, which are things that you can do at home to invite more positive energy or balance the energy or maintain the energy. So it's not just about inviting energy, it's about balancing the energy. Sometimes certain energies can clash. So your Feng Shui at the main door might be really good, yet your stairway is full of clutter, which stops the energy of climbing to your other room, into your bedroom, into your bathroom. So everything's a flow of energy, like the dragon is a flow. It's like water, like qigong, like yoga. It's all that flow. So the goal of your hallway is to bring vibrancy and to create a live, smooth flowing energy to the low energy of a narrow hallway, colourful art and vibrant images. So that's very, very important. Stay away from mirrors. Now, a lot of people will have a mirror. Never put a mirror directly opposite the door, because what the mirror does, as you're inviting the energy, the mirror pushes the energy out of the house. If you do want to include a mirror, have it to the side of your hallway as you're coming into, if you've got a little porch or if you've got a little hallway coming from the main door. So we're just talking about the main door at the moment. So the main door, your little hallway, don't put a mirror facing the door because you're expelling, so you're inviting the energy and then you say, go away. So the mirror expels the energy. What you want the mirror to the side. Now, what I've got at home, I've got a bathroom right at your main door, at my main door. Now, you can't change that. It's very bad feng shui to keep your door open to your bathroom. And even here at the centre, as soon as you walk from the main door, we've got a toilet on our right hand side. If you keep the door open, again, the energy is being expelled. So what you need to make sure is that the door is always closed. Your toilet seat is closed, is shut, and the door of your toilet is closed. It's bad feng shui if the door's always open. Okay, the door's always open. So you want something that invites into your home. So you don't want things like a shoe cupboard. Stay away from shoe cupboards that are open. Or shoe rack. If you have a shoe cupboard, that's still good. You can have a shoe cupboard, but don't have a shoe rack because it's bad feng shui. It's bad energy because it's bad smells. And it's not good for the invitation of energy. So what's really good feng shui then, with pictures, have some landscape picture in your little hallway into the porch that invites positivity. If you don't want anything too harsh, animal pictures is a great way of inviting your positive energy. Stay away from family pictures in your hallway because it's bad feng shui, because you're too open, you're too you're inviting to openness. So it's bad feng shui. Keep your family pictures or your pictures of yourself in your front room, in the corner, in your family space. Don't have them in the hallway because it's still that protection. Okay, so you want colourful art. Long hallways, however, art should be arranged in a creative gallery. So if you've got a tiny hallway from the door, pictures you can have a put picture on the top and the bottom. In a long hallway, the pictures have to be symmetrical. They have to create a positive energy flow. In a small hallway, you can put a picture there and a picture down there. And I hope my partner Adam's listening, because our little hallway upstairs is quite small. And I've got a couple of animal pictures and they're not exactly straight. One's up there, one's on the side. And a lot of other people might find that very annoying. Actually, that's good feng shui. Now, if that was a really big hallway, you want to make sure all your pictures are opposite each other and that they're aligned. So they're symmetrical. So they're good energy flow. So again, the bigger the hallway to the small hallway depends on the artwork. Okay. So let's have a look at the lighting. Walking through from the main door, you want the lighting to be open, inviting. So you want good open space. You want the light to be good. Okay. So you want enlightened dark spaces. Now we know that the Purple Mountain here, as we're coming up to the stairs upstairs, there's no windows there. So what you want to do, you want to enlighten those dark spaces with good effective lights. Picture lights. Now I know a lot of them, I think we used to have a couple of, didn't we, Chris, where you used to have lights in the picture.
Oh yeah.
And apparently they are very good feng shui. So whenever you're in B&B bargains or home bargains, they do loads of those pictures with little lights on, and that brings in good energy into your landscapes as you're walking up the stairs into your main hallway, and even into the little hallway walking in from the front door. They say in feng shui, do not use direct ceiling lights. Ceiling lights pushes the flow of energy, pushes down the flow of energy. The best lights for a hallway, the main hallway in your house and the small porch hallway, is lights at the side of the walls. That's interesting, isn't it, Chris? So you want lights at the side of the walls, not ceiling lights, because ceiling lights pushes energy down. Now, I love ceiling lights because it creates a lot of light. But for Feng Shui, in the hallway, now you can have ceiling lights in your front room, they are good. But in the hallway, what we call the mouth of the house, or the spine of the house, which is the hallway for your bedrooms, you want lights at the side of the wall. Okay, so overall the light should be on the wall, not the ceiling. Makes the room more open, and it invites, again, energy, positive energy. So if you've got any questions, anybody, please ask away, Chris. So let's just move on a little bit more about the hallway. A strong focal point will help ground your hallway. A long hallway, create a strong focal point like wall art or wall colour. If the wall at the end of the hallway is white, create a mural. A natural nature mural is great. So what that basically means is that if you've got a plain white wall, and you do, it's not just about putting pictures up, you can get some fantastic wallpaper, can't you, Chris, that have perfect, beautiful landscapes. Yeah. And that actually invites really good positive energy.
Very fashionable at the moment.
Very fashionable at the moment. I used to think they used to be quite tacky, but I think there's the quality is there now than they used to. So really, so a couple of a recap. Let's have a bit of a recap. So your lighting, artwork, a bit of the artwork. We talk about the shoe cupboard. We want a shoe cupboard, not a shoe rack. And also what's really good Feng Shui is on top of the little cupboard, you've got the mirror. But don't make sure the mirror is not facing the door, it's at the side. And that pushes the energy in. If there's the bathroom, keep the bathroom door locked, keep it closed. What's also really good Feng Shui, you can get a nice Buddha head, you can get a little altar set up with some nice ornaments, an incense stick. And what's also a really good cure for your hallway is to place some crystals in your hallway, and that invites positive energy as well. A great thing that you can do at home if you're a little bit stuck with your stairs is, and I'm going to talk about the stairs in a minute, the location of your stairs, is to put some clear quartz crystal or rose quartz crystal at the corner of each step as you're walking up, and that will help the flow of energy coming up. That will increase the energy. So let's have a look at the hallway, some tips. So let's have a look at some tips in the main hallway. Eliminate clutter. I know a lot of people might have a washing basket in the hallway. That's very bad Feng Shui. Your dirty washing should be in a cupboard. That should be in the cupboard, locked away. In also very good Feng Shui, Chris talked a little bit about plants. Invite outdoor plants. So in the hallway, you want plants that don't need direct sunlight. So you want hardy plants, hard plants. A very good plant for your stairs is the spider plant or a fern. The ferns can be very delicate because they can dry out very, very quickly. Stay away from any prickly plants, such as aloe vera plants. They can stop the Feng Shui coming up to the stairs, or if you've got a bungalow, the flow of energy into your bedroom. So just imagine energy is coming from through the mouth of the house, through the hallway, through the porch, into your front room or into your sacred space, and you want it inviting. You don't want it stopping at the door, you want it moving. And the style of the stairs is very important as well. So it's all right having all these beautiful staircases and beautiful doors. You've got to look at the movement of energy as well. You want the mirror, as I mentioned, the mirror. We talked about crystals, and also place keys away in a drawer. You'd never want keys showing. I know a lot of people have key, what are they called?
Cupboards?
No, little key
racks
where you hang the keys up. And so you do great little shoe cupboards where there's a drawer within, you put your keys in the drawers and everything should be away. And then on top of it, you've got the mirror, you've got a nice plant, and that invites positive energy. What I've got in my hallway upstairs is I've got little table, and on top of it, I've got a couple of ornaments a waving cap to invite good fortune upstairs into my office space, and I've got a Himalayan salt lamp. So Himalayan salt lamp is another great way in your hallway, because I know a lot of hallways don't have another mirror, another window. I know we don't here, do we, Chris?
No.
So it's about that lighting.
There's a couple of questions here just before we go any further.
Yeah, of course.
Is it Shivy? She would like to know, my front door is my back door into the kitchen. What can I do?
Right. Now, this is something we talked about in our last video. Your main door is actually your main front door. I know a couple of my friends, I know your mum uses her back door, she doesn't use a front door. In Feng Shui, your front door is your front door no matter what, even if you use your back door. Now, if your back door comes at the end of your kitchen, is that what she said?
Yes.
Yeah. Put at your main door to create good fortune is a wind chime. Get a wind chime. You can get a Feng Shui wind chime, or you can buy wind chimes for £10, £5, and just at the door, and that brings good fortune. That circulates energy. But you can't change the design of the house as the design of the house. You can't say, well, my back door is my main door. No, even though it's been created, your front door is your front door. It doesn't change that way. What you do, you have to create a cure, which is, and actually can be in the kitchen, because I did a talk on the kitchen. Then there must be 2 doors in your kitchen, and that's bad luck as well. So having a wind chime, at your back door brings good fortune. Have a plant pot, and also a water feature outside your kitchen door brings good luck as well, good Feng Shui. So I hope I've given you a couple of tips there.
There's another question here.
Wow,
from Mandy, and she's saying, are family photos on a cupboard in the hall a no-no?
Yes, it's a no-no, because why it's a no-no is that certain elements as a protection, the best place to place family photos is in your bedroom, in your bedroom, or into your front room. Never have them in the hallway. In the hallway, pictures should be only landscape pictures, nature picture, animal pictures, and that invites that positive energy. You're too open, too inviting, and can cause conflict of energy. Okay. So let's move on a little bit. So let's have a look at some of the stairs. So I've included the stairs because it's a big topic, actually, stairs, because again it affects the Feng Shui. Now I'm going to ask everybody who's listening: is anybody's stairs directly at the front door? I know a couple of people that I know have got the. So as you're facing your door, can you see your stairs?
I'm laughing because Marie Marsden's into, but Stephen, my stairs are facing as you walk in the front door. Is that good or bad? More or less as you came out with it.
Well, I'm saying there's no way anybody can change the stairs or the house, but I'm going to give you some tips of how to help with the entrance of the stairs. So let's have a look. Let's go recap a little bit. So if the stairs are opposite the main door, a great cure is to place a circular rug at the bottom of the stairs and some wind chimes. I'm saying, you know, if you're quite minimalistic and you like things are not a lot of clutter around, you can get tiny wind chimes. You can get really small wind chimes. So if your door is, and you can see your stairs, place a circular rug, and what that does, it stops, because if there was no rug there, no cure there, all the energy is rushing upstairs. There's no energy, there's not a flow of energy. So everything is about movement of energy. So what the circular rug does there, and what the wind chime does there, it slows down the chi, and it rebalances the chi, so not all the chi will go upstairs. So all your good fortune might be in the bedroom or in the bathroom or in your office space. And what you want better balance. So there's a couple of tips there. So circular rug, there is actually another word for the rug, but I can't quite remember what they're called. And then moderate chi energy, these special rugs. You can get small ones, big ones, and they're very colourful. They're actually really, really beautiful rugs, and they balance the energy. So I hope I've answered that question, that observation. So very important, the stairs, because the stairs contribute to the movement of energy to the rest of the house, which is upstairs. Often we talk about this, the kitchen, the front room and the bathroom, your office space. Chris was talking about his office space. All those things you talked and advised about is no good if there's no energy coming upstairs. So you want the movement of energy. So if you can't move your stairs, the best way to have your stairs is the side of the house. You don't want your stairs. Has anybody got stairs in the middle of the house? Because the only room that should be in the middle of the house is your dining room. Your dining room. Because it's the centre of the house. It should be the centre of the house. The heart of the house is the kitchen. Because that's where our food's prepared, that the food, where family come together. Okay, so the heart of the house is the kitchen. But the centre of the house should be the front room. Okay. Now, this is interesting because, Chris, what colour carpet did you have in your last house?
I thought you were going to say my last life then. Predominantly, they were browns and beiges, yeah. Oh, I had a stripy carpet in the bedroom.
You're in your hallway.
Oh,
your stairs.
Red.
You had red.
Used to love that.
Red carpet and any stairs is the worst colour you can have because it's the fire element and it's unsettling. What you want beige, grey is an excellent carpet. So Chris's Feng Shui is very good now because he's had a grey carpet.
Well, before I moved, I changed it to brown as well, so that's beige.
Beige, which is really good.
I'm glad I did it for who's living there now then.
I think Chris has got more money in his pocket because it says red carpet loses money. It's bad for wealth. And it's bad for relationships, red carpet. Yet in other ways, I wear red, and in other ways, red's often used is also a very lucky colour, but not for a hallway. Never have red as a colour for hallway. So I'm hoping, I'm not telling anybody now, you're changing your carpet, you're changing your doors, but don't worry, if you can't afford it, there are some cures. Remember the word
quite
cures?
Popular red, I think, for a hallway as well.
It is, but it's not a good colour.
No, too much.
So, also, Chris, you'll be surprised, a very good, if you can't change your lighting, you see you've got spotlights and you can't put lights at the side. Now, and I found probably in the 70s and 80s, more people have lights at the side of the wall, didn't they, than they did on the ceiling. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was wall lights were big
wall lights.
into the 90s as well.
So that was the good Feng Shui. But if you can't change that, a crystal chandelier which you've got upstairs brings really good positive energy into the house.
Thank goodness for that.
And it increases energy. So there's a lot of things you can do. Crystals at the top of the stairs. Get rid of the clutter. Make sure it's nice and open. Have a little bit of a table with a lamp on. And invite good positive energy into the hallway.
Can I just ask, because this is me asking this. LED lighting's very sort of trendy at the minute. People are using fairy lights more indoors, strip lighting.
Yes.
What do you think to that?
Well, I'm going to come to that in a minute.
All right,
but while you're touching onto it, it's a very subtle subtle way of bringing light. The best thing, I would have loved to have that done here and even at the centre, is in each stairs you should have some lights.
Oh yeah.
And it invites the energy into the house. Nothing too harsh.
You have to be very well off to have that.
You don't really. They're not actually that expensive.
So if you had, like, for example, a lot of people have like a strip down, if the stairs are against a wall, and I've thought of doing this, of having a strip light, an LED strip all the way up the side of the stairs. Is that a good compromise? Or
yes, you can. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right.
You've been eager beaver there. So let's have a look at railings. There's not really anything that you can do really. I like the glass railings, but apparently they're not always good because your energy that you're inviting upstairs will be expelled. It will flow down. It's too open, so you want something quite solid. So you want your railings to be made of wood. You want the wood element to push that energy up. So just in short, it's solid, it's painted a neutral colour, white or brown, or very neutral colours, grey, and that again, it brings the energy up. Now, wallpaper. The best type of wallpaper for your hallway is something with vertical lines. things like with trees on, with feathers, floral arrangements, plants to add more height. So you want something quite strong, because just imagine your hallway being the spine and the hip of the house. It's the spine of the house. So just imagine the body be the house being like the body. So you want vertical lines. So you want anything vertical lines, and what that does, it pushes the energy up. It moves the energy up. Pushes the energy up. Okay. I know a lot of people are very into big vases. And with floral arrangements. I know that used to be very 80s. I think people in the 80s and 70s knew more about Feng Shui than we do now.
Yeah, but everybody started chucking them in the bin. It was all the
Dust.
fake flowers. And what's the pot puree? That was very popular at one time, having a bowl of that in every house. But I think when people realised what dust collectors they were, they changed.
In terms of, I want to go back again, if your door is facing the stairs, or the stairs are facing the door, use a multifaceted crystal, a couple at the main door, at the top of the stairs, and what that does, it just, again, helps with the movement of energy, so that it doesn't push too much energy upstairs. So you want it to calm the energy, balance the energy, both for downstairs and upstairs. And that can be even with... particular with, I keep losing the thread today, with what's in the houses where it hasn't got to top.
Bungalows.
Bungalows, that's
or
it.
Flats.
Or flats, the same. So the principle is the
A
same.
couple of people said they live in bungalow or flat.
Yeah, and it's the same philosophy. It does, you know, forget about the stairs. The hallway philosophy is the same, depending how big or small it is. So let's have a look at the spiral staircase. Does anybody have a spiral staircase? Now, spiral staircases drains the chi of the house because it resembles water and everything's been washed away. Look, waterfall, all the way down. So as it's coming up, the energy is shooting back down. So it's like a plug, a water plug, and so it symbolizes water. So what you can do to help, if you've got a staircase, a spiral staircase. And some people have a spiral staircase, don't they, Chris, in the loft?
Yes.
As an extra room. So that you can include that as well. So what you want is you want an earth element at the bottom of the stairs, like a base of the stairs, like a plant or something, on an earth element that will stabilise the energy of the movement of energy. So again, that's a good cure to have, or a crystal or a wind chime. Where open stairs, I remember my granddad in his house many years ago, in his big house, his stairs, there were open stairs, so you could see, so as you're stepping in, you can actually see through all the stairs. Now, this also drains the energy, and wealth of the house quickly disappears, so the house costs too much money. Now, who has the bathroom at the top of the stairs is also bad Feng Shui. If you can't change the bathroom, keep the door shut at all times. And I always got that in mind, because when Chris did a talk on Feng Shui to the bathroom, it's always keep the door closed at all times, because it's dispelled and lost. Okay, it's dispelled and lost. Okay. So let's get it. So there's a little bit of talk about the hallway. So let me talk about a little bit about the conservatory, which is a bit of a shorter talk on the conservatory. I've got a conservatory. Does anybody else have a conservatory? Or if you're thinking about getting a conservatory, let me give you some tips. I think it's a great addition to your home. It's a great addition to your home. And the Chinese, now conservatories is not something very, very new. Conservatories were built 3,000-4,000 years ago, believe it or not. And it was an extra, it was what the Chinese call it, a bridge between the garden and your home. So it was a bridge between both. Again, the shape of the conservatory is very key. A square conservatory is considered a bit bad luck. You want a rounded conservatory, which is better movement of energy as well. So remember, the house is normally built before the conservatory, so you've got to look at where you're going to put the conservatory. Let's have a look at the conservatory in relation to the kitchen, because people have they will what I call a refurb, or they'll have a rebuild, and then they'll change them at the conservatory, and then they'll include the kitchen to the conservatory. Okay. They say don't have glass roofs, as wealth, food and good health would disappear. Now I've always thought, well, good open space, great opportunity to have everything nice and open, and actually it's bad for Feng Shui to have a glass roof. You want a roof that is good and stable for your conservatory, and that all that matters, that expels the bad energy. Okay, expels the bad energy. In terms of your blinds in your conservatory, they should block the sky. They should block the sky, and they're easy to clean blinds. You want vertical blinds, again, that props up the energy, protects the energy. So you don't want anything that's completely open in your conservatory, because too much heat is trapped, not enough ventilation, and that suppresses bad chi, bad energy. Another cure, if you can't change those things, another cure is to have some nice crystals, lots of plants, lots of plants in your conservatory, as many plants as you can in your conservatory. I think you can mention to everybody, because how many plants I've got in my conservatory is like a forest.
I call it more like a greenhouse.
Like a greenhouse. And it brings really good positive energy into the conservatory, into the house. So really, what do you use your conservatory for? So that's a little bit about the kitchen. So if you're using your conservatory as a dining room, so treat it like your normal dining room, like you would normally dining room. So let me give you a couple of tips. Now, what's very important, your position of your tables and chairs. Don't face them by the door. Face the side of the door if you can. When I walk into my conservatory, I've got a very long conservatory. My tables and chairs are right at the other side. If you can't have that, you want chairs with a very tall back, because what that does, it protects the person from energy that's coming into the conservatory, and it just helps maintain the energy within the conservatory. And if you have a water features, you can get these really tiny water features, or an aquarium. They aren't necessarily really good. They're not great for Feng Shui into your conservatory. It gets too hot. And a water element, if you're using, of course, the conservatory for a dining room for eating, it's actually bad for digestion, Chris. It's very, very bad for your digestion if you have a water feature in your dining room or in your eating space, because it dispels the nutrients that you need to take in. Now, if you use your conservatory for your living room, you want it to be very shaded. You want good protection, good blinds. You want it well ventilated. You relatively want a wooden floor. You don't want carpet in your conservatory. And if you use it for a living room, use water features if you wish, and place plants. So if you're using a dining room, don't have a water feature. Okay, so there's some tips, some cures and some tips to the conservatory, And another great cure is the wind chime. Remember, the conservatory is an added space built later on into building of the home. Have a wind chime. I'm going to end up having hundreds of wind chime in my house to move the energy.
Jed's got a quick question.
Yes,
I know it's not on the actual one we're doing, but he said, I've got a large selenite tower at the top of the stairs, so it's visible before you start to go up the stairs. Is that okay? For one.
What is that, the top of the stairs, did he say?
Yeah, a tower at the top of the stairs, so it's visible before you start to go up.
Well, I would have it at the bottom of the stairs, me personally. I want to ask you, Jed, where are your stairs positioned? Is it by the main front door? Is it the side of the house, or is it in the middle of the house? And then I'll give you a couple of tips for that.
So just while we're waiting for him to come back with that one, he has another question.
Yeah.
Also, he has a Buddha in the bathroom. Is that wrong? Now, I did the bathroom last time, and not that I know of. Do you?
No, I wouldn't recommend a Buddha in the bathroom. Any sign of cures in the bathroom. You want things like maybe a nice plant in the bathroom. You want crystal. I wouldn't put a Buddha in your bathroom personally, no, because it's a place of washing, cleaning, and you're not cleaning the Buddha, a good place to place your Buddha is actually the bottom of the stairs. Now, a Buddhist would actually argue with me, because actually a Buddha statue should be height to yourself. Anything below is actually being disrespectful. If you want to be really respectful to the Buddha, the little Buddha that you've got, place it the main door as you're walking in, and you've got a little ceremony table on top of your little cupboard where your shoes are hidden, and put Buddha there, some crystal and incense stick, and that invite real good positive energy in your home.
Yeah.
But I would not have it in your bathroom.
From what I've
personally.
read, basically, it brings something back that I realise, because I've got quite a lot of pictures, Buddha pictures and such, and anything that's quite a strong statement of a belief or anything like that is a strong thing to have in any room, and it's made me think about things like, in terms of that, you're making quite a statement. He's come back here, it says, front door opens into the porch, then the stairs go straight up the side of the house.
Yeah, so for me, what I would suggest if I was in your circumstance, Jed, I would make sure, and also a great cure, if you've got to the door, to another door, porch door, which we've got here, Jed, you've come here, is to have a glass door as the second door, because that invites more positive energy in, if you've got that, or panel glass. I'm changing your whole house.
So we want
here.
we want a new glass door, Jed, and then if you run upstairs and bring your selenite and the Buddha out the bathroom and at the bottom of the stairs.
So a couple of things: bring your selenite tower to the bottom of the stairs. I would also have a wind chime at the top of the stairs, and also have that circular rug. We can send any links. There's some nice ones on Amazon, eBay. There's a little circular rug, and that just pulls that energy. But only have the circular rug and other ornaments there at the side if your door is facing the stairs. Okay, so I hope I've answered that question, Dad. Okay, do you have any more questions?
No.
So, I'd like to thank everybody. I hope you've all found it interesting tonight. I'd like to thank Chris with his talk. I'd like to thank the guides and inspirers that helped us with this knowledge and the knowledge that we assimilate. So, our job is try to create your sacred space. And one thing that also we've both not mentioned tonight is another great way to clean your space is using smudging, like white sage, sweetgrass, copal. They're really good herbs that you can burn and smudge, start at the door and work yourself in, and that just cleans your space as well regularly. And just be careful who you have in and out the house. So make sure your front is all decluttered, the house is decluttered, the front of the house is classed as the mouth of the house, the hallway, the spine of the house. Okay, so there's lots of tips, lots of cures that we've mentioned tonight. Re-watch the video, keep sharing our videos. Thank you very much for continued support. Thank you very much for all those donations. We are now going to be using some of the funds to purchase hopefully a new floor for the Purple Mountain. There's been a lot of talks about reopening the other centres and churches, but we are in the midst of talking and getting things going. I'd like to mention to everybody, please walk in light, be the light, shine your light. Have a good evening, friends.